Yo guys, what's up? Sam here. Welcome back to another video, and what you're looking at is the first update to iOS 14 ever. Yeah, it's out for iOS, iPadOS, and there's even an Apple Watch, Mac, and TV update as well out today that I want to talk a little bit about. So let's go ahead and check out what's new in iOS 14.0.1. Drop a like if you're excited, hit subscribe for more, and let's see if any of those annoying bugs that were bothering you have been corrected. Alright, so in iOS 14, one of the biggest new features is the ability to change your default web browser and your mail app so that links open natively there. So for example, like I wanted to change this to Chrome, hypothetically. There's an issue in iOS 14.0 where if you would restart your phone for some reason, it would actually default back to Safari. So everybody thought it was kind of, interesting that it defaulted back to the Apple setting every time after a reboot, and it took Apple like 14 years to put this feature in here. Probably just a coincidence, but iOS 14.0.1 does correct this. On iPhone 7 and 7 Plus models, there was an issue with camera previews where I actually saw a lot of people talking about this. The camera just wouldn't work. It would be completely blank, and you couldn't see what you were shooting, or the bottom left corner just wasn't showing up. So if you use an iPhone 7 and your camera was kind of messed up after updating iOS 14, you're a little maybe sad, a little down in the dumps about it, just update your iPhone right now to iOS 14.0.1 and it should fix those issues so you can start shooting stuff like you never shot stuff before. I'm talking about photos, guys. I'm talking about photos. iOS 14 also had a weird bug. I didn't run into this one myself, but as far as connecting to Wi-Fi goes, some people couldn't connect to Wi-Fi on iOS 14. The phone wasn't picking things up, or you might have experienced this on your iPad potentially as well. So now you got no more worries about Wi-Fi connectivity. It should connect as expected. You can connect to my Wi-Fi, the coolest Wi-Fi, because I don't think you guys have any cooler Wi-Fi than I do. And my phone connects to it now because I'm on 14.0.1. Mail also had a weird bug where for some email providers, you couldn't send emails. That's been resolved as well. Apple doesn't specify exactly who. Maybe they were throwing shots at Microsoft or Google, but my inboxes through Gmail at least were working properly. But maybe if you had another service, updating will resolve those issues. You can send mail as you want to. And finally, a fix for widgets, believe it or not. If you head over to the news widget, Apple says previews would not be appearing. And now Apple has corrected that. So those images would be missing on iOS 14.0. Now on all these, on the small, on the medium, on this one right here, you've got these previews that show up as expected. Not exactly that the news is heartwarming. In fact, it's been pretty heartbreaking, especially with this piece of news. But you can still view these images and at least stay up to date about what's really happening. Security-wise, Apple's also not changed anything in iOS 14.0.1. So it's exactly the same security changes as 14.0, which, was a bit of a longer list. You can see in here all the things that changed in 14.0. So this is identical as before. You got the same security fixes in 14.0.1. Now, that's not the only update that Apple released today. I want to cover some other stuff in here as well because I think it's really interesting, especially if you are a user of the Apple Watch. So there's a new update for the Apple Watch. It's watchOS 7.0.1. And it addresses an issue with payment cards and wallet being disabled. Now, I'm pretty sure I actually ran into this. I tried to pay the other day with Apple Pay and use my little Apple card out here, and it didn't work that well. Don't look at my credit card balance. It's a little bit of a higher number with the Apple product month here, but it wasn't working. I'm happy that it is now, but it does seem like that is the sole change in watchOS 7.0.1. So if you were having issues with cards, go ahead and update. And it seems like watchOS 7 also in a pretty good spot. Like the good news with both iOS 14.0.1 and watchOS 7.0.1 is that the issues here, like they're not even that big of a deal. Like remember in the past when like it would brick your phone or do something horrible? Like iOS 14 is an incredible release, and watchOS follows that same pattern. Also out today is an update for tvOS 14 and the Mac for macOS Catalina 10.15.7. Now, obviously, there's a much smaller Mac base than iOS or Watch, I think, but there are some nice features. In fact, one carried over from iOS, where macOS couldn't automatically connect to some Wi-Fi networks, just like that was corrected in iOS 14. The new macOS update also fixes an issue that could prevent file syncing through iCloud Drive, which is the main way I sync files. And this has actually gotten me sometimes. I'll upload a file, I'll go on the road to upload a video, and it's not in my folder as it should be. So I'm super happy to hear that that is corrected. And finally, if you got one of the new iMacs, there was an issue with the Radeon Pro 5700 XT graphically. It's been going on since launch. Some people still reporting it. So hopefully this puts the nail in the coffin for that bug on macOS. And that is going to wrap up today's Apple software updates. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something new. If you did, drop a like and hit subscribe down below. I've been Sam, and I'll catch all of you in my next video.